Welcome back to Last Dream, where last time we had struggled a bit. I had struggled a bit, and I don't have a sense of how much of it is just because I should grind a little bit more to level up my characters versus how much is I just wasn't playing my parties right and didn't have the right accessories set up and wasn't using the right spells. But we managed to find our way into a place that it seems like the focus of what we are doing is revolving around puzzles as opposed to fighting. And so this place has lots of doors with Roman numerals, for example, and last time we managed to get through the first couple of doors. And I'm trying to remember exactly how this went. Right, it was 64 divided by 8 here, and so I wanted the one that said 8 on it, which would be VIII. So let's go find that one. Is it this one? It is. And I think this might be about as far as we've gotten last time. So let's see if we can continue back up. Okay, more basic Roman numeral kind of stuff. Let's see if I can do it in my head. 201 plus 257 is going to be 458 minus 254. So 458 minus 254 is going to be 204. So I want CCIV, I believe. And we get tiny little amounts of gold in here that it isn't clear to me if it... Oh, 124. Maybe if it's going to be doubling each time, then it's going to be worth something, perhaps. Alright, none of those are what I thought the answer was going to be, so let me review it again and correct it. I believe it's this one, 104 rather than 204. I misread the 100 as a 200 on the last one. Okay, sure enough. Okay, and now we're getting 8 gold. Okay, so this is pretty cool. So basically it seems like our amount of gold is going to double each time through. I'm unclear if we're going to have random encounters with monsters in these rooms or not. The inscription is as fresh as the day it was carved. Interesting. Here lies Jesse Bickford, Captain Awesome. Ironic because he died in a really lame way. And I hadn't really been paying attention to the dates. Looked like it was 5 digits in FK, and I don't remember from the lore that we've seen in any of the previous things if that would explain it. Yeah, let's try to do the math again. We have 74 times 59 divided by 2. I'm challenging myself to do it in my head. I believe the answer is going to be 185, and so that would be CLXXXV. Okay, that's not right. I'm worried that I was completely wrong. So I was trying to do 37 times 59, and I did 37 times 60 was what I was aiming for, but I did 37 times 6 and got 222, when it should be times 60, which will give me 2220. And if I take 2220 and I subtract another 39 from that, I'm going to get 2181, I think, which would be MMCLXXXI? Not 2181, 2183. There we go. This is the right one. Yeah, alright. Not sure if I'm going to be able to do all these in my head, and I probably have already done some editing just so that you don't have 10 seconds of a blank screen while I'm trying to do things in my head. Alright. Can I talk to these crazy gargoyle statues? I hope it doesn't start a fight. Okay, I can't talk to them. Alright, let me work this one out. Alright, I think that one's easy, and I think the answer is just 16 XVI, which will be this door. Great. Alright, and the money is starting to become slightly non-trivial. Alrighty, more math. This one's cool. It's 222 divided by 111. Haha, 111. Which would be 2 minus 1, which is just going to give us 1. And so I presume the first door is going to have 1. No. These are all over the place. There's 1. Alright. Let's go ahead and select that one. Alright, we've got some crazy coffins inside this one. Can I talk to the coffins, I wonder? Let's try to find out. Nope. Alright, we're up to 64 gold in some of the bags of money. And so in this room I'm getting 127 gold. Which is still, I guess, kind of a small amount, but if there's many levels to this tower, this could be... Ooh, the value of B is the key. Oh, now we're solving algebra. Okay. I believe B will have the value of 2. So are there any 2s here? There's a 3. There's a 2. Haha. Okay, now we have another crazy puzzle like this. Okay, can I, in total, how much gold was in the last 7 rooms? Oh, neat. Okay, so in the last one, I said I got 127. Right. But I got 127, and I got 63, and I got whatever, right. And so each one is 2 to the n minus 1. And if you add up all the 2 to the n's... Okay, I can work this out. Give me a moment. So I think basically I had 2 to the n minus 1 for 7 rooms. So it was like 1, 3, 7, dot, 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 up to 127. If it was just the 2 to the n's, then the sum would be 255. But I have to subtract 7 from that because it was 1 less for each of those 7s. And so that would give me 248. And then I think I have to subtract 1 more because there wasn't a 1 in the series, and so I think it's going to be 247. So let's try that. 247. Yes! Alright. Brian is good at math, and it pays off. Alright, recipe... Oh, and an emerald cloak. Okay. So we're getting our first bits of emerald gear here. Emerald spear... and a recipe for a flash lance. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at equipment and see, for example, if this guy were to change to the Emerald Spear, it would weigh less, which means he would be more accurate with it, and it would give him more preemption, but the attack damage would go down from 254 to 234. And so if I see that my thief is missing a bit, that could be good, but otherwise this is probably just a good thing to hold on to. And how about the Emerald Cloak? That is just a straight-up upgrade from the Saint's Cloak. And so I need to decide if I want my thief to wear it, or if I want my monk to wear it, probably. I presume it's the same kind of upgrade. The monk died last time, and he seems to be probably my best single-target guy right now, and so I think I'm going to upgrade the monk to be wearing that. So that's pretty cool. But we might be able to upgrade it to an invisibility cloak later. I think in the previous room, or maybe it was this one. Aldrin Tower Treasure Room. The precious recipe... This precious emerald equipment and the accompanying recipes are the work of master dwarven metallurgists in Svarta. One day, ruby and sapphire equipment may become a reality. Alright, interesting. Until then, we count ourselves lucky to have been provided emerald equipment for our expedition into the wilderness of the Aldrin continent. Alright, cool. And now, is this going to take me back out? No, it's going to take me to a new room, it looks like. Oh, is this the room where I started? I guess this is the room where I started. Yeah, okay, cool. Okay, so we got some cool equipment out of that tower. That was totally worth it. And I'm curious to take a look. What was the recipe? I wonder how easy or difficult it will be to upgrade these things. 5 Dragonmancer staffs and 5 Gecko tails. I can't remember if we've seen either of those. And the Flash Lance, Banshee Locks, and Clusters of Stingers. I don't know that we've seen those monster drops either. Now that I've completed this, I'm going to go ahead and use a temporary save to confirm that. And I guess that's the value of going to the tower, is getting that. And so maybe we need to continue past the tower? No, it seems like there's a way through. So what is the way through, then? Kind of past the tower. I can't go that way. In here... did I go out back here, and was there stuff that happened? I don't remember. Let's go ahead and get in a fight. And I guess for now, let's just try to plan to use Wrath of God and or Fire 7 and hope that my mages are able to pretty much take out the entire thing before we all get destroyed. Now that we have the sleeper rings that seem to protect us pretty well against the worst attack. There we go. Okay. So these hexes have more hit points, and so I should have my fighters, my thief, and my monk go after those guys next time. But the monk is managing to hit one, and then fire should finish these guys off. That's great. Okay. Oh, and the monk just leveled up. So that's fantastic too. Alright, and I'll need to do some healing, so let me take a moment to do all that. And I still don't have a great sense of what's the best way to kind of improve things. And so I'm going to do some hit points, I'm going to do some attack points, I'm going to do a little bit into defense, as well as magic defense. And accuracy is always good to try to get in some more hits, and I've got a little bit more for defense, so we'll do that in terms of upgrading the monk. But I've healed everybody up, and so I can't remember if there's a way that appeared to go like through the tower over here. So this brings us down here, right, which was just this treasure room that we've already solved. So, I'm not sure. It looks like there should be a way to get over there, but I don't know what that way is. There's like a crack in the wall here, it looks like. Well, I guess there's a few cracks in the wall. Is there some other place that I'm missing? So right, back on the left side there was the gate over there. Ooh, floating anomaly. I'm unclear if that's also going to be an undead-style monster. We'll take a risk that it is and try using Wrath of God once again. And I guess we'll find out if this manages to hit. Walking Dead tries to zombify people. Yeah, I think these are undead kind of folks. Gregorian Chant. It's an interesting attack. Wrath of God. Yes, it does manage to hit all of these guys, so they are dead. Terrific. And, okay, we're leveling up already. That's great. 3 more characters leveling up. Anomalous Claw. Let me handle those level ups. Alright, so I ended up just giving everybody hit points, and I see that my Black Mage is currently zombified, and so I'm unsure which healing spell will get rid of zombiness. Okay, so taking a look at items that I have, Remedy cures all status effects except zombification, jinx, or disease. Ruse Powder cures zinc. Hyper Remedy would include zombification and disease, and so a Hyper Remedy potion is something that I could use, but it seems like maybe the zombification, as I'm recalling from a previous episode, just means that he won't be able to heal a normal way, and so I'm actually going to leave my Black Mage in that status effect for a little bit. The gate is locked from the other side, so I'm not sure how to get past this tower right now, and so I think I'm going to go back to town for the moment and see if I can find some more information. Just before getting back to town, there's some easy bad guys to try to finish off here. I think I'll just do it all with attacks. Oh, critical! There was an update to this game when I started playing again, and I just noticed there was a critical, and the word critical was floating above the numbers rather than right on top of them. And that was one of the changes that I requested, and one of the developers is watching, and I think that change has already gone into the game. So thank you for that. That is awesome. Yeah, I can read the numbers much better now when I get a critical hit. So that was a simple little change that I really appreciate. Yeah, look at that. I can read the numbers just fine. Terrific. Alright. So, we're gonna get back to town. I'm gonna just kind of like talk to a few folks and try to remember what they said about zombification, as well as what they said about getting through the Frost Tower. So, yeah, I won't show you guys all of that because it's mostly me just trying to refresh my own memory. While I'm back here in town, one thing I'm curious about is if sleeping in a bed will cause zombification to go away. I doubt it will, but I'm going to rest in a bed and also just see if it heals me up. So let's take a look at what shape our Black Mage is in at this point. Oops. He is back to full hit points and the zombification is gone. Okay, cool. So sleeping in a bed is one way that I can get rid of that status effect. Well, since I'm back at town, one thing that we never did was go down to the harbor and see what's over here. So I want to check out the harbor, see if it's possible for us to get a boat, see if there are any hidden things like super bait hidden around here for fishing. Move this, go faster. The captain never gives me any rest, says the bullied deckhand. All right, look at all the fish. Get your fish here, fresh fish from the sea, only a 500% markup from the fishmonger. Let's see what he's got. Okay, and this gives us a sense of what the various fish do. And so, yeah, basically restoring hit points and magic points. And Yeah, some of them are pretty good. Alright, and so we're able to buy them, rather than having to just fish them, which is pretty nice, because I seem to recall the fishing was a little bit boring at the first game when I tried doing it. Mercenaries Guild attempted to hire passage to court on the western coast. However, none of the ship captains will pass up the opportunity to make a killing through the extreme fares people are willing to pay for passage to Estonia in order to attend the Decadal World Council. Okay. Interesting. Usual kind of RPG thing of occasionally non-player characters are kind of like standing in your way in a narrow space. And so you have to wait for them to kind of move out of the way. You find treasure map. But, you know, read. You trade me 1,000 gold for map, says the aimless goblin. Yes, I will happily do that. Great, fair trade. Treasure map number 11. I forgot to look at the previous treasure map. I believe we got treasure map number 10 somewhere earlier. And I see a treasure chest on the boat, so obviously I want to go take that. Neat. I like the look of the ship, though. Is this the captain of this ship? Oh, Sendril, Adventurous Sailor. Okay, so Sendril is one of the guys who I've watched his previous Let's Play and is currently playing this game as well, and so I presume that this is named after him. Most captains think nothing but money, but what about exploring the wild and savage seas? As recently as 15 years ago, new islands were discovered in uncharted areas of the ocean. For example, I found this amazing recipe on my last voyage. It's believed that the resulting knife from following this recipe would inflict jinx on the beast you find in the wilderness. Neat. Please take the recipe. Thank you. Recipe for jinxing knife. I'm curious to know. It probably uses an emerald knife, for example, but let's take a look. Jinxing knife. Here we go. Emerald dagger, 5 Dragomancer staffs, and 5 phantom wings. All right. Neat. Yeah, it seems to me that from what I recall previously, is it takes a little while before you manage to accumulate enough ingredients to actually craft some of the good stuff. And 4,000 gold. All right, well, thanks for your money. Good job, Sendril. I've been not watching Sendril. I watched his first episode and a half before we really got into the game. I was just doing character creation, and I haven't been watching more because I didn't want to get into any spoilers. But if he went to the harbor early, I'll be curious to see how he reacts when he discovers that there's a ship captain named Sendril over here. So I may go and watch him after this, just because I'm curious to see that reaction. Anxious Deckhand. Trade between Rockwood and Necht has grown to a halt with the hostilities between Necht and Court. Hopefully everything can be resolved peacefully and goods can flow again. Alright. So just kind of reinforcement. Refreshing elixir. Sounds delicious. Reinforcement of some of the bits of lore that we have already heard. And up here, are those like cannons on the ship? This is like some kind of warship. So who are you, dude? Demanding Captain. Get to work, you mangy dogs. These goods aren't going to unload themselves. Look at these good-for-nothing deckhands. In my day, men worked twice as hard and made half the wages. Inflation is a thing, buddy. All right. So, is that everybody? No, there's a guy over here. Whistling Sly Sailor. I became a sailor to see the world. Might you like to see the world too? Well, have a gander here at the vast ocean. Uh-oh. There the world is. I have a feeling he's going to toss us in the water. Oh, no, he just wants us to look. Okay. Apparently, he is saying that the world is mostly an ocean. Passenger transport to Vir has dramatically increased lately with the upcoming Decadal World Council in Westonia. Although the council itself is a very serious affair, there's a party atmosphere throughout Westonia. Oh, okay. Alright, so it sounds like we'll want to go there sometime, but no one seems to be offering me a ship. Alright, well, we explored the harbor. I went back up exploring to the northern continent to see if there was anything else interesting up here that I had missed. And I've gotten into a battle that includes a new monster. It was called like a hailstorm or something. And so I presume if my Black Mage manages to cast Fire 7, yeah, that it's going to destroy these guys. Okay. But just since this was a new monster, I wanted to go ahead and show that. I have already gotten into a fight. Okay, so here's an example of a tunnel that I could have taken as a shortcut. And I wonder if there's another way over here. Oh, there's some kind of like dock thing over there. I think that's maybe where you go fishing. And I think there's like fishing in different biomes where you can find different things. Find is kind of the wrong word for it, go like fishing for different things. I'm going to spread out these attacks. And I think it's mostly just going to be a result of whenever my Black Mage gets his Fire 7 spell off is when we win the battle, so I'm not going to think too hard about the rest. But let's go walk out to the dock and see if fishing kind of works the way that I remember it. Not going to actually spend really any time doing fishing. Definitely not on camera, I think, and probably not very much in the game either. But I just want to see if it's kind of how I remember things to be. And sometimes, yeah, there's people here. Oh, and a treasure chest? Alright, let's start with the treasure chest. Refreshing elixir. Great. That's the second one I've gotten in a short period of time, and I don't recall exactly what a refreshing elixir is. 25% magic points and hit points for one ally. That's pretty good. Alright, and you're a long way from Rockwood, friend. A few people love fishing to venture this close to the frozen tower. Glad to meet a fellow aficionado. Would you like to buy some bait? No thank you. Suit yourself. No fishing spears available. Okay, so basically if you have... Oh, fishing spears. So there's like different fishing rods, but maybe this is kind of like a more ice fishing kind of place and you need to have fishing spears or something. And yeah, basically you can spend time in an area and eventually reel things in, and you can get like better fishing rods that give you better chances of getting good stuff and whatnot, from what I recall. It's not super interesting. We've already seen like some of the fishing rewards. I forget if there's other things other than just the things like the koi that are consumable items that you can eat. There's a single tree over there on the peninsula that I don't think I've visited before. So let's actually go walking over there and check out that very mysterious tree. But it seems like first I'm gonna have to deal with some of these guys. And so won't worry about the white mage, and we will have you cast... I think we decided that some of these guys are weak against thunder. Chitinous armor. I imagine would protect more against physical damage than magic damage. But I guess we'll perhaps get a sense of that in a short bit. But yeah, these are encounters that we have fought before, and so I'm not really too worried about them. At this point I've got a much better sense of what my party's capabilities are. And so most monster fights really aren't bothering me. Okay, at least most of the ones with monsters that I've already seen around here. Alright, and the monk levels up again. Fantastic. Let me level him up really quick. And I think I'm actually going to start leveling up my monk by giving him lots of preemption, because he tends to hit pretty late in the battle, but he's my hardest hitter, and so I would like to get him... basically hitting earlier in the game so that there's a strong enemy I'm trying to knock out right at the start. He will have a good chance of doing it, and so I just poured all of his points into increasing his preemption. So we'll see if we can see that taking effect. Oh, so this is like the chocobo kind of thing. Only a hunter can tame giant moas. However, there is a treasure chest over here, so I appreciate the fact that we're getting these refreshing elixirs, so even if I'm not going to go fishing, or even if I'm not going to be taming moas out here, it is the case that it's still worth it for me to go and visit all of these places on my map. And speaking of map, it should also be the case... Oh, do you see that on the top right? There's some rocks out in the ocean. Eventually we'll be able to get a boat, presumably. But I was starting to say, speaking of maps, if we take a look at the map now... Yeah, Giant Moa Forest, Frozen Tower, Northern Aldrin Dock... all the places we have visited already have names associated with them, and then there's also some yellow dots on the map, which are other places of interest that we haven't visited yet, and so they don't have names. Alright, got in another quick fight, and it occurred to me that I have 2 treasure maps, and we still haven't looked at the treasure maps. Oh, Monster Crippler! I got an achievement! Cool. That's presumably after, like, killing 20 monsters or something. Not sure exactly what. I do need to heal up a tiny bit. My thief... has taken a few too many hit points. And for the most part, from what I recall, basically, you know, there's like Cure 1, Cure 2, Cure 3, and from what I recall, if you use a Cure 3 and it takes 50 magic points or whatever, versus 5 Cure 1s that take 10, it's about the same, and so the advantage of the high number spells is you can use them in battle and heal up quickly, and the low number spells are good if you just want to spend a few magic points and quickly kind of like heal up your party outside of battle. I think. I don't remember if that's completely true, but I'm not worried about running out of magic points since I'm so close to town anyway. In any case, treasure maps are... what types of item are they? I saw them under all, I think. Oh, we have some fishing, right, we have fishing poles, but not fishing spears. And here we go, treasure map number 11, treasure map number 10. Check the map menu options for direction to the buried treasure. Okay, so map. All right, buried treasure number 10. Okay, I see. It's way over on some other continent, and buried treasure number 11 is also way over on some other continent. Okay, so eventually we will be able to go over to those locations, but that's not something that I can pursue right at this time. Alright, another quick battle with some monsters around town. Oh! Apparently ice heals the pumpkin, I think, because I just realized it was a blue number rather than a white number. And so, fortunately my monk should be able to finish him off. I thought this battle was going to be over already, but that's still relatively easy to do. I was just looking around for other places that we have not yet gone, and I think possibly going further to the south, like through the dwarf kind of thing, is maybe the way to go. I'm not sure what I'm missing up at the Frost Tower in terms of not being able to kind of like get past the gate. But I think at this point, this is probably a good place to go ahead and wrap up an episode. And so next time, perhaps we will adventure a little bit further to the south. Between now and then, I'll probably go back and sleep another night at the Mercenaries Guild. And so we'll be ready to go for tomorrow. So this time I edited out a number of battles that weren't particularly interesting, and so once again, if you have thoughts on that, let me know in the comments, but it seems like people have been pretty amenable to whatever editing I'm doing and are just happy to have some fun new game to check out. So I hope as always that you guys are having a great day, and I will see you again soon where we continue in Last Dream, World Unknown, and I'll try to find a good way to progress. Until then, I will end the episode by doing as I always do, which is saving in slot number 1, so we can pick up there next time. Bye-bye.